Today on Wake Up Wazzu, a massive landslide devastates a Western Washington community.
Plus, WSU hit the road on Saturday to raise money for the homeless.
And reporter Erin Osgood discusses her findings on a popular new product. These stories and more this morning on Wake Up Wazzu.
Good morning, Pullman. Welcome to Wake Up Wazzu. I'm Megan Abundis.
Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Timothy Pham, stepping in for Ben this week while he's out of town. We begin today with a story out of Western Washington that captured national attention. Search and rescue efforts are still underway in Oso, Washington after a massive landslide last week. The death toll has reached 21 and 30 are still missing. The landslide left buildings covered in up to 40 feet of mud. Heavy rainfall over the weekend led to a 1-foot rise in nearby rivers, hindering search efforts. Governor Jay Inslee asked Washingtonians to hold a moment of silence on Saturday to honor those who were lost. Wake Up Wazzu will continue to cover the mudslide as we learn more information. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for the latest details. We now go to Amanda Rowley with your local news. Amanda?
Thanks, Timbo. Good morning, everyone. For your Rowley Report headlines this morning, Washington State University students can expect to see a $36 increase to their undergraduate health fee this fall. This is a result of the Regents approving a project at their meeting on Friday to consolidate medical and mental health services on the Pullman campus. The project would renovate the third floor of the Washington building, which currently houses health and wellness services. The increased health fee will help cover the financing of the $6.9 million project. Construction is expected to begin this summer. Currently, the counseling and testing services and the health and wellness services are in separate locations. I spoke with WSU University Communications Director Kathy Barnard, and she says consolidating the two services will be a benefit to students as a one-stop shop. Earlier this month, Idaho Governor C.L. Butch signed a bill allowing people with an enhanced concealed carry permit to bring a concealed weapon onto campuses, college campuses. University of Idaho is now taking steps to comply with the new state law, which takes effect July 1st. The new University of Idaho President Chuck Staben sent a letter to the school community Thursday announcing the formation of a task force. The task force will make recommendations on policy changes the school should adopt to ensure campus safety while adhering to state law. Now, the university currently does not allow guns on campus, and it will remain in effect until July 1st. And the Olympia oyster is now the official oyster of Washington State. Governor Jay Inslee signed the Senate Bill 6154 on Friday, and it officially takes effect in mid-June. The Olympia oyster is the only oyster native to Washington State. They are small, flat oysters, and you can find them in low-tide areas, mudflats, and gravel bars in estuaries and bays. That's all for your Rowley Report this morning. When we come back, we'll Wake Up Wazzu. We'll have your full weather forecast.
Good morning, I'm Chris Shaw with your weather report. It is literally freezing outside right now at 34 degrees, but it is going to get much warmer outside at 55 degrees for the high today. So that sun is going to stick around, so don't worry about your hands stinging right now. It is going to get warmer. The entire state of Washington is actually enjoying warmer temps throughout the day. Spokane, similar conditions here, 53 degrees for the high, but the farther west you go, it gets warmer. So Olympia 62, Vancouver 60, Seattle 58, the entire state of Washington just looking a lot more like spring and summer. However, although it's unusually dry here on the west coast, the east coast is getting a lot of precipitation. It's actually snowing right now in Boston, very cold right there right now, and the high is going to get up to 39. Over in Anchorage, it is also going to get to 39 degrees. Down south, Zeus is about to unleash his wrath and is going to thunder there later this week. Looking at the entire forecast for Pullman this week, get your tan on early in the week, but stay inside because it's going to get very wet on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's all for your weather report. When we come back, Melinda Lee has your sports report. Don't go away.
Hey
Hey Coug fans, let's talk sports. So this weekend the sun decided to come out and it was shining on Cougar baseball. The boys pounded out a season-high 20 hits on Sunday and picked up their third straight win against San Jose State. The boys also had a season-high 16 runs in their 16-3 victory over the Spartans yesterday. Well, you can catch these boys returning to action and to Pac-12 play in a series against California, and that series is going to kickstart this Friday at 6 p.m. at Pullman's own Bailey Brayton Field. Well, Cougar tennis may have fell to USC last week, but there was no tripping up this girl. Cougar track and field hurdler Erin Allen took 6th place in the 400-meter hurdles at last week's relays. Erin Allen finished these 400 meters in a time under 1 minute and 1 second, and she's just one of the many stellar track and field performances that we saw from the Cougs at last week's Texas relays over in Austin. And last week also marked the return of spring football. Mike Leach and the boys hit the field again on Thursday, where they began daily routines that included individual position workouts, team scrimmages, and other preparation for this year's spring game. The boys are all set to practice for the first time this year in helmets and pads tomorrow. And like I mentioned, the spring game, or as you guys might know it, the Crimson and Gray game, that's set for April 26th up in Spokane. A lot of basketball talk lately has been about March Madness and broken brackets, and my face was looking a little bit like this guy's after a lot of the recent upsets. But WSU men's hoops is still looking for a new head coach to lead a team into postseason play. After head coach Ken Bone was let go earlier this month, a lot of question on Cougar fans' minds is, who is athletic director Bill Moos going to hire to replace Ken Bone? Obviously, a big thing that Moos is looking for is recruitment, but it's still on the table who's going to step into this position. Do you have any ideas? How about you tweet to us at Wake Up Wazzu about how you think who you think would be a good replacement for this program, or things that you're looking for in next season. And another thing worth mentioning is 2 Cougar wrestlers returned from Allen, Texas earlier this month as All-American champions. Wrestlers Dave Stratton and Brett Johnson returned and took 6th place in the nation for their division and their weight class, and this was the first time ever that WSU was present at the NCAA National Wrestling Championships. You can catch my exclusive interview with these All-Americans by continuing to check the Wake Up Wazzu website page. That's wakeupwazzu.com. Well, that's all I have for this week's Sports Scoop. Remember to stay tuned next week when I'll have an inside look at spring football practice, and continue to check the Twitter and Facebook pages for more of your sports news, local news, entertainment news, and all things local from Wake Up Wazzu. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go away. Bridget Larson will be up next after the break with your latest in entertainment news.
Good morning and welcome to Bridget's Buzz. We're going to start off with our rock, paper, scissors tournament here at WSU. WSU is attempting to break the world record for the world's largest rock, paper, scissors contest on April 19th. The current record has 2,826 participants. The goal of the event is to raise $15,000 to assist Cougar alumni Steve Gleason and the Team Gleason Foundation in order to fight LAS. To enter, it is $5. And moving on, the final round of Coug Spotlight is this April 2nd exactly. Winners will win a cash prize of $100 and get a chance to perform at Springfest. Even if it may not lead to a prize, the final round is still open to all performers. The event will take place at 3:30 in the Cub Lair. And according to KABC, the LAPD confirms that a battery report was taken involving Zac Efron and another person early Sunday. A new LA Times report says Efron and a friend got into a brawl with at least one hopeless person in downtown LA. Officers reportedly arrived on scene just before 2:30 in the morning and found, quote, indications of an altercation. Efron and his friend were involved while waiting for help while their car was stranded in a highway overpass. No arrests have been made. And a tweet linked to the Colbert Report has Stephen Colbert in the hot seat with fans. The since deleted tweet shown here, oh, sorry, excuse me. Anyways, the tweet was involved, and since then, the hashtag Cancel Colbert has grown in popularity. Colbert later told USA Today he was not the one that wrote the tweet. According to Entertainment Weekly, the tweet was a quote from Wednesday's show that was taken out of context. And Farrell is teaming up with Adidas. The products are set to release as early as this summer. And coming up after the break, Brooklyn will have your Help a Hound. Stay tuned. Actually, sorry, excuse me. We're going to go to a package. Stay tuned.
Washington State University hosted its second annual strolling competition at Beasley Coliseum last Saturday.
After being approached, looking into it, and wanting to do it, the reason why I wanted to do it is because it involves not only the multicultural Greek community, but the entire Greek community.
Strolling has become a channel for style and self-expression among multicultural fraternities and sororities, and provides the brothers and sisters with an outlet to represent their organization's values, character, and personality.
I feel like programs like this is important to introduce different cultures and more diversity here at WSU, and if it weren't for events like this, a lot of these students will not be culturally aware of these types of things.
4 fraternities and 3 sororities participated in the competition, as well as WSU's dance club named Detour.
We decided to participate. We did it last year, so we wanted to continue that. It's kind of like a tradition every year that we participate as an exhibition, expression dance. So.
This event will be held next year, and WSU is hoping for an even bigger turnout. For Wake Up Wazzu, I'm Bethany Bloomer.
Sorry, we had some technical difficulties earlier, but when we come back, Brooklyn will be bringing you her Help a Hound segment. Stay tuned.